But instead, we said we needed German industry to help with the Marshall Plan, the rebuilding of Europe, etc. But the idea is that Germany would be constrained in their power, that they wouldn't become a militaristic thing. And the biggest checks and balance came from Germany itself that said, never again, never again, never again. Willy Brandt, people should remember Willy Brandt when he went to Poland in the early 1970s, I think 72, and he visited the Warsaw Ghetto. It had been suppressed by Nazis slaughtering Poles and Jews, and he fell to his knees begging forgiveness, as he should have, as every German should. Germans can never forget what they did. Well, I didn't do it, Scott. I wasn't born. I'm sorry, man. You're a German, and you inherited that. There's that old biblical phrase that the sons don't inherit the sins of the father. Not now, baby. Germany, all you Germans, you inherited the sins of the father, and you must live with those sins and never again allow itself to be manifested in a manner that brings together the nexus of nationalism, industrialism, and militarism, and yet you're sending Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine to kill Russians. You have forgotten the lesson of history. Never again is meaningless. And this is where every American should stand up and say, no, Germany, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to make that decision. You're not a sovereign nation in this regard. You lost that right when you allowed Adolf Hitler to take over in 1936. You lost that right when you allowed Adolf Hitler to march his armies throughout Europe into the Soviet Union. You don't have the right to send German tanks to Ukraine to kill Russians. Not at all. And yet we just seem to be oblivious to it. If you had a relative who fought and died in World War II, you had better go study the history of that sacrifice and understand that what's happening today is an insult to everybody who served, everybody who sacrificed. American and Soviet alike, 27 million Soviets lost their lives. Now, you know the Russians remember this, but we have tended to forget it. We tend to poo-poo it. No, man, the Germans don't get a pass on this one. I know that this might be just Scott Ritter's little personal opinion, and that's okay, but I hold it, and I hold it strongly. Germany doesn't get a pass. They don't get to send tanks. There they are, but they shouldn't be able to.
And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's